provided that you want to approach some kind of fairy creature that escaped from a disco ball, which you totally do, right? Anyway, I'm going to start with some stuff from the new chapbook, Hellbent for Whimsy, and I'm going to set this stuff down. And this is called Eat the Pie of Lust with Both Hands. Don't burn the crust. But don't burn the crust of love. Desire leads to cravings, and those cravings grab the hot stuff of your humanity with sticky fingers and drag you into trouble that can eat you up. That said, I still want you to desire me. Desire me like a sexy cake of suffering with a sweet glaze of ideas that are all raw, spread defiantly across the top. Sugar. And if you're more of a pie person, that makes a better metaphor anyway. Because pie is irrational and infinitely complex, just like us, darling. I want you to want me like fork in one hand, box of pie in the other hand. Ain't got time for plates and knives, because I have priorities. Do I need to repeat myself? I certainly do not. Not if I am pie. Math pun. I want you to want me so bad that horrible pun didn't even turn you off. You just want to throw ice cream at me and eat me a la mode with chocolate syrup and no sense of shame. Damn right you can have seconds. All you have to do is ask.
Woo! Sizzling!
And I've decided to start out this set with poems that are food related.
Yeah!
Yeah!
That's what she's calling it.
So I love food. Like literal food, and I guess making metaphors with it also. This one is, there will be snacks in trying times. Maybe I should just tell you right now that what I do when I'm not doing this, oh my gosh. Oh, you got a new Chick-fil-A. Okay. I'm very easily distracted, but you should know that when I'm not doing this type of thing, I work in mental health as a social worker. I just don't wear this in there, and it's a totally different setup. So that's what this is related to. I am in social work because the revolution doesn't pay well. I sold out for slightly above minimum wage. You know, I have mouth to feed. I'm in social work because I want to provide people with a hand up when life attempts to drag them down. I mean, if you could just sign these 19 forms first. Yeah, and initial that last one. I'm in social work because I want to be a human every day, even in the middle of mind-numbing mechanical bureaucracy. I am not perfect at anything, but sometimes it still helps to care. Postmodern absurdity means that everything is too loud and on fire, and no one really cares why. Meanwhile, here I am, making snacks in the group home. Maybe there is no justice, but tonight, there will be cupcakes.
Woo!
Keep the food stuff rolling. This is an old thing in the chat book. I only have one copy left right now. I have like a master copy, but it's not this one. So love is like a hot pocket. They don't like hot pockets. Well, I don't know. I didn't ask you, but they're cheering because this is gonna be cool, not because hot pockets are really great. Because I mean, maybe I'm just trying to make it clear that like I'm not getting any sponsorship type of money. I mean, if anyone knows any reps, then tell them I want to sell out. But anyway, I can't tell you how many times I've told myself no more love poems. Yet still I keep reaching for that scrap paper and pen like a diner longing for the sweet, clammy viscousness of eggnog, or the unwholesome allure of individually wrapped cheese squares, or any other debatably consumable item, which is basically disgusting, yet still has the power to make you want it anyway. As my tortured hand scrawls out another ode to my hormones, I am racked with the same guilt and strange conviction to see this through to the end, as if I was sinking my teeth into a half-frozen, haphazardous, cheese-oozing hot pocket. Upon hearing this amorous sludge, people will smirk or squirm or possibly vomit at the very idea that this love poem, like the hot pocket, seemed at some point like a good idea to somebody. It's hard to explain this chronically recurring urge to regurgitate the same love poems, but with different words and different characters responsible for the inspiration. But sometimes I feel the need to ask myself, what is love? And like anyone harboring delusions of artistic talent, whenever I feel like come up with some halfway decent new answers to that question, I feel it is my civic duty to write them down and share these heartfelt ramblings with you. You poor unwitting patrons of the arts who maybe just wanted to get a coffee or something, or a pie, and you'll probably, here I'm looking back on this later and I'm like writing a Facebook status update and I'm like, oh man, I can't believe I wrote that. Someone who will demand your attention, your love, who will ask you questions and expect you to consider them thoughtfully, but not to answer them, because that is my job. So, what is love? Is it really like a river that drowns the tender reed? I say love, it's a writing cliche that haunts me like cracked cheese. Delicious, gastrointestinally challenging, nostalgic, and very, very square craft cheese. Got a bunch of new things. A lot of it's kind of weird. You might have noticed, I don't know. But hopefully you're having a great time. Because I am. And actually that reminds me, it's definitely something I like to do because I enjoy it. That's kind of like the only reason why I do this. And that's why I feel kind of a kinship with Andy Kaufman, because I feel like he was the comedian who did comedy to amuse himself and didn't really care if it amused the audience or not. So he was misunderstood. But this poem is called Andy Kaufman Rides an Orca Through Time. I told you I was trying to bring LSD back, right? Anyway, so this is called Andy Kaufman Rides an Orca Through Time. Andy Kaufman has come back to save you. Attention! Everyone lost and listless in mundane reality. The end is nigh for your miserable lethargy. Are you trapped in an unending bureaucratic labyrinth or drifting in the depression of some Bermuda tragedy? Tear through the clinger app of your mediocrity and behold, Andy Kaufman is riding impossibly on the breath of the wind, grinning like a jackass. From the back of a hilariously majestic flying orca. Someone's dreams are obviously coming true right now in a terrifyingly incoherent manner. They might even be your dreams, little crackerjack. You may already be a winner. Andy Kaufman and his orca are sailing through time, photobombing kleptocratic dictators all the world over, upstaging narcissists like Kim Jong-il and Nicolas Sarkozy, striking magnificent dance poses with brief internet sensations like the Numa Numa guy, running amok with great space-time pranks like replacing the self-important essays of Arthur Schopenhauer with sheet music for Swiss yodelers. Classic. Classic Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman and his orca are rewriting history by making it all much more awkward. Leaping magnificently through the devastated air of Paris, making an ironic peace sign behind Adolf Hitler as he is getting his portrait taken in front of the Eiffel Tower. Andy Kaufman and his orca are not here to save you from Hitler or from yourselves. That was a lie and an elaborate joke not made for mortal minds to comprehend. Andy Kaufman didn't die for your sins. He didn't die at all. He just retired. Because ungrateful plebeians didn't understand his massively maverick style, free as anti-gravity and approximately as big as a whale.
Woo!
Thanks. I also have some things which are not surreal. I just really like those ones. So let's switch it up. Dwayne had a poem that was inspired by the opening lines of one of my things, and that was this one, which is called Trying to Fight It. So, about face. I am 10 years old and staring blankly inside an office with my family. Two women in folding chairs are looking at us with clipboards in their laps. I am trying not to cry. We are in this office every week to try to understand why my sister is starving herself to death. No one understands. I hold my breath. I sit down and someone shuts the door. I pinch my hands with my fingernails and count to 100 by fours. There is a swarm of ladybugs inside the office, crawling up the windows and falling behind the furniture. They just want to get out. It's the same every week in here. No matter how much I try to hold it back, I always cry. I am 16 years old, and there's a projection about history on the wall. My classmate, who gets a lot of unexplained nosebleeds, starts crying, and I ask him what's wrong. Nothing's wrong, he says. This is just something that happens. I am 28 years old. I have just told my partner that I love him, and he said nothing back. I look away in the dark. Why are you crying? He asks. At times like this, he tells me, it's normal for people to sit together and appreciate the moment in silence. I guess you are supposed to feel all the things the other person can't say and try not to wonder if you can love someone from the wrong side of a wall of glass. He pulled me close and held me like Hermes, my mixed messenger, god of travelers on the road, constantly leaving, god of thieves. I'm sorry, I said. This isn't easy for me, I said. I felt the tears on my face and told myself, this is just something that happens.
Woo!
Thank you. So it's all across the board tonight. There might even be a crocheting book later, but
Whoa!
hopefully it will not come to that, okay? Do I have like 10 minutes?
You have like 14.
Wow, that's exciting.
And if you want more, we'll give you more.
Oh, that's so generous. Sorry, I don't know how to handle my feelings. That's why I write poetry. Anyway, it helps. So, yeah, let's see. Okay, so the end of that relationship was, I mean, it was terrible, but it was great that it was over in hindsight. And there's a follow-up to that in here called Message from Your Higher Self. And because I had just been sad and moping in the post-breakup customary way for such a long time, and then I felt like, no, this is done, but in a weird way, because my inner voice is really weird. And so this is probably what my higher self would sound like. I mean, if I had some kind of spirit guide, I think that they would talk like this. Do you want a guide for this haunted house that you built? A Jacob Marley of your Christmas past? Go rattle your chains somewhere else, boo. Your death wish is pissing off every living friend you've got left. Go ahead and dream of charming all the snakes. Run one step ahead of every bull. Dance on every razor-edged threat to public health. Your theater of war is a nuisance. And it's causing your dignity to die off at an alarming rate, like so many Fukushima starfish. Take up a hobby, compadre. Rediscover the tough bitch that lives in your heart or some other squishy place. And have her pump iron for your soul. The story you're telling is circular, and it's time to sweep that sad sack, broke-ass mandala straight out of its sorry existence. Wake up and smell the holy shit of life, coming into being every single day like a broken miracle. Eat the depressing oatmeal of the human experience every morning of your life with a gloriously tarnished spoon. And be glad for it. Be glad for your silverware every day, even and especially on the days the brown sugar diminishes to crumbs. Righteously inflate your lungs. with the breathing that tells you, hey, you're alive, all right? You're still a piece of the pulsing of the universe, drumming the inconceivable beat of the cosmos. God damn, honey, that's enough juice to sweeten even the most stale upside down cake in your pan.
Woo!